rest. Okay. So till now we have created the and assigning the primary cost elements and secondary cost elements to the particular cost element groups. And then next we have created the cost center standard hierarchy. And at this cost center standard hierarchy, we I think so we do have cost center groupings and the cost centers. Then next one is we will going to have the statistical key figures. Okay, so first of all, while we are using cost element accountings and the cost element groupings and statistical key figures and all, so you have learned different types of things on the cost element accounting and primary cost elements and secondary cost elements. But what is the statistical key figure? The statistical key figure is used as the basis, that means tracing factor for making allocations. Okay, allocations means what? Assessments and distributions. Okay, they are the statistical data such as number of employees, area in square meters, etc. Suppose I will just give you the example. So you are in an administration cost center and you have to maintain employees data, like you have to pay the salaries to that particular employees, okay, who is working in your company. And the next one is whenever you are paying the salary to that particular employee, you will going to estimate the cost. Okay, for each and every month you will going to estimate the cost. For each and every year you will going to estimate the annual income of that particular employee, and how much you are giving and how much you are getting is very, very important. Okay, so that we can call it as allocations and distributions. You will give some of the amount to that particular employee, and again, based on the taxes wise and based on your company's GST wise and all, you can able to deduct that amount. That we can call it as assessments and distributions. Okay, so they are the statistical data such as number of employees, okay, and areas in square meters and all, and then rent in months, okay, etc. Suppose that I'm just giving you the example. You are incurring a monthly expenses of INR, that is 1 lakh rupee in the cost centers cafeteria or in the administration. The cost of which needs to be allocated to other cost centers. How you are allocating? So you can achieve by this SKF, that means statistical key figure. Suppose you are maintaining two organizations. Okay, one main organization is in Hyderabad, another organization is in Vijayawada. Okay, so the main important thing, the cost of which needs to be allocated to other cost centers. Okay, that means your monthly expense, that means rent is 1 lakh rupee for that particular building. And the same thing, the same cost is there for the Vijayawada also. Okay, so the cost of which needs to be allocated to other cost centers, how you can able to achieve? You can achieve this by the statistical key figures. Imagine that you want this to be allocated based on the number of employees working in each of the cost centers, such as administrative offices. Okay, that is 100 employees, and the factory, that is 300 employees. You will now use the number of employees as the SKF for allocating costs. Okay, yes, I will just give you the example. Suppose in Hyderabad, 100 employees are there. In Vijayawada factory, okay, suppose manufacturing factory, 300 or 100 employees are there. And you will now use the number of employees as the statistical key figure. Why? Because same cost is there and same employees are there. You can use the same statistical key figures. Okay, now in SKF allocation, that is statistical key figures allocation, you have the flexibility of using two different statistical key figure categories, namely total value or fixed value, Okay, and you will use fixed values in any situations where the statistical key figures doesn't change very often. Okay, as in the case of the number of employees, etc., you will use total values in situations where the value is expected to change every now and then. See, I just give you the example. 100 employees are there in administrative office, that is Hyderabad, and 100 employees are there in manufacturing factories, that is Vijayawada. Okay, so we have to use the same statistical key figure to allocate the cost to that particular employee. That means in Vijayawada and also Hyderabad. See, statistical key figure is nothing but the whatever the cost, okay, that is occurring for that particular monthly expenses and all, and if that same cost is occurring with the another branch also, you can able to have same statistical key figure. Okay, see, it is not at all mandatory to have same statistical key figures to different types of business units. Okay, it is not at all important, all of you. Okay, see, statistical key figures means that is the main important. Okay, fixed value is the main consideration for the statistical key figures. Okay. All right. Right. So to create the statistical key figures, again, we are going to use the transaction code AK01. Okay. Go to the Word document, ma'am. See, this is just for the introduction of the but the things you have to know when you use. Okay. Go to the Word document, ma'am. 10th one is create statistical key figure using transaction code KK01. Create statistical key figure using transaction code. Create statistical key figure using transaction code KK01. All right, ma'am. And change the statistical key figure. Change statistical key figure using transaction code KK02. Change statistical key figure using transaction code KK02. Then display the statistical key figure using transaction code KK03. Okay, so go to that system, ma'am, SAP system, and try to give the transaction code KK0. KK0. Okay, good. So statistical key figures. In that particular statistical key figures, what we need to do, can you give employee EMP? You can just give in EMP. Okay. So everything is good, right? Click on the enter. Okay, so in the name you can just give number of employees. Okay, see, I'm just taking this statistical key figure for the particular employees salaries things. Okay, so statistical key units. Okay, statistical key figures units. What is the units from here? See, all of them you are maintaining the fixed cost, or else for each and every employee you are giving the fixed cost. That is very, very important. Each is very, very important. Can you come down? No? Each. Take out the each. Okay. Key figure categories is a fixed value. Try to assign the thing, all of you. Okay. Without knowing all these things, you cannot even create anything. Okay. So that is the main important key figure for our employees. Okay. Go to the save button and save it. Right. Go to the Word document and try to try to write down the statistical key figures that we are created. Under the 10th point, you can just put mention A, EMB. No. Remove the EMB here. Just put the A point. No. Under the 10th, you can just mention A. That is EMB. The next one, B. B is for the what? We do have the systems and we do have the areas. Based on the areas, we do have the plans. Okay, like this we do have. Okay, good. So in the second statistical key figure, you can just give system. You can just give system. 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 And third one is power. Fourth one is area. Power, area, POWER, and ABCD. E point is area. Okay, so everything is good. Go to that KK01 transaction code, ma'am. In that thing, you can just give system. Statistical key figure. System. And click on the enter, ma'am, and give the number of computer systems. See, I'm just giving you the statistical key figure. So you can have it for the productions things, you can have it for the administrations things, you can have it for the marketing things, you know. See, I'm just taking the example of administration things. So each statistical key figure is each. EA. And this is fixed value. Go to the save button and save it. Then again, we need to create the statistical key figure, that is area. Remove the power. Yes, give the power, ma'am. See, for your reference only, I'm just creating another 3 more options. Okay, so that you will going to get a clarity. In the name, you can just give power per month. In the name, you can just give power per month.
So,
Ma'am, sorry. So go to the power and give the name as power per month. Give the name as power per month. Give the name as power per month. That's one is over. The next one. No, ma'am. For the key figures categories, what we need to do is go to the transaction code KK02, ma'am. Give me 1 second. In the key figures categories, we need to give the total values for the power. Go to the transaction code KK02 and give the statistical key figure is power. Click on the enter and give the total values. Key figure category is the total values. No. Each is the same thing. Key figure categories is the total values, not the fixed value. Go to the subheader and set. The next one. Again, go back to the transaction code KK01. This is area. Click on the enter. Then name as area. Same thing. Statistical key figure is each one is different, and I think so, ma'am. For the power also kilowatt is the main thing. Okay, we will do it. Statistical key figure is open the statistical key figure and come down, ma'am. FT2, a square area. And this fixed value, go to the subheader and save it. Once again, come back to the transaction code KK02, ma'am. KK02. Here, statistical key figures unit measurement is kilowatt, I think so. Come down, complete down. Down, ma'am. KW. Do we have any? Kilowatt, ma'am. That is power. Yes, good. Go to the subheader and save it. Then we need to create the statistical key figures groups. Okay, using transaction. Ma'am, go to that Word document. Try to write down the. Create statistical key figure group. Create statistical key figure group. Statistical key figure group. Okay, using transaction code KBH1. KBH1. Okay, then next step. So go to the transaction code KBH1, ma'am. Go to the transaction code KBH1. Go to the transaction code KBH1. What is the statistical key figure group that we need to give? Total SKF. Total underscore SKF. Total underscore SKF. Total underscore SKF. Click on the enter, ma'am. Here in the group name, you can just give total statistical key figure. Total statistical key figure. Okay, so here we create two more SKF groups. Okay, so what we need to do is click on lower level group, ma'am, and in this lower level group, you have fixed KF, that is fixed SKF. I will give you the explanation. Fixed underscore SKF. In the description, you can just give fixed SKF. Fixed SKF. Then next, click on lower level group, ma'am. No. Remove this thing. Right click on that particular box, ma'am. No. Right click on the small box. Give the right click. Do we have any delete option? See, under this total level group only we need to be. Yes, data will be lost, no issue. Okay, click on the enter. Okay, give the total statistical key figures. What we need to do is we need to select that total SKF, then click on the lower level group. That is the main important point. Right. And give the fixed SKF. Fixed SKF. Then select that thing and go to the lower level group. Here you can just give lower level. That is variable SKF. VAR underscore SKF. Variable SKF. Click on the enter. Good. Ma'am, select fixed SKF, ma'am. Then click on the plus button, ma'am. Do we have plus button? What is it? No. Ma'am, we have, yes. Ma'am, under this thing, you can just give EMP. Then next, what we have created system. Then next, area. Right, click on the enter, ma'am. No. You need to remove the power, ma'am. So under this fixed KF, we have the you cannot delete this thing. Okay, you do one thing, ma'am. You do it one thing. So cancel these things. Yes. Click on the enter and try to give it a total statistical key figure. And we do have certain measurements in controlling, so that is why I'm just sending. Click on the lower level group, and here you can just give fixed SKF, that is fixed statistical key figure. SKF. Then same level. No. Same level we need to create it. Cancel this thing, ma'am. No. Total SKF 1. No. Just give total SKF 1. Click on the enter. Just give it. Total statistical key figure. Go to the lower level group and give fixed SKF. That is fixed statistical key figure. Fixed statistical same level. Then next variable SKF. That is a total SKF. You can just give it, or else variable SKF. Okay. Then what we need to do is select this thing and go to the click on plus option, ma'am. Yes, statistical key figures. In that thing, Just give employee system area, EMP system area. That's it. Click on the enter. Good. Then next, select the variable SKF. Select the same thing. Okay, under this thing you need to give the power. Click on the enter. Go to the save button and save it. So this is the way you can able to have, see, for administration cost centers and productions and marketings and all, you can able to have the statistical key figures. That is your client choice whether that is required or not. Okay. So this is the way you can able to create statistical key figures, grouping elements. The next one is we need to create the activity type, ma'am. Okay. Activity types are very, very important in SAP FICO. I mean, SAP CO, basically. Controlling is also very, very important. See, what is the activity type, ma'am? Go to the Word document. Go to the Word document, ma'am. Activity type. Creation of activity type using transaction code KL01. Creation of activity type using transaction code KL01. Okay, see, what do you mean by activity type? Various activities are performed by cost center. For example, these activities are labor activity, machine activity, cleaning activity, etc. Right? Suppose you have manufacturing unit, ma'am. In Vijayawada only you have manufacturing unit and you are making finished goods. Okay, so for that thing, you will going to have the production cost. For that production cost, you will going to have labor activity and machinery activity. So to run the machines, you need to have the humans, right? So for that humans, they will going to work on each and every day, right? So for each and every day, how much allocation that you are giving to that particular employee is very, very important. Okay, labor activity, machine activity, and cleaning activity, maintenance activity, we can call it as. Okay, so activity type measure these activities. Okay, that means activity type means whatever the labor activity that you have, whatever the machinery activity that you have, whatever the cleaning activity that you have, you will going to maintain all these activities under the activity type. You got my point, right? So activity type measure these activities. Activity type is the basis for allocating cost center overhead cost to products in product costing. You got my point? So activity type are assigned to work centers. Maximum of 6 activity types can be assigned to a work center. In interview point of view, they will just ask you, what do you mean by activity type and what is the exact use of this activity type? Okay, and can we assign more than 6 activity types to the particular work center? Is it possible? So if it is possible, you just need to give it. See, activity type categories are 2 types. Okay, first activity type category is direct and indirect. Direct means what? Manual entry, manual allocation, activity recorded manually. Okay, period wise we will going to record it. Activity allocated manually. Period wise we will going to allocate it. Okay, manual entries and no allocation. Okay, idle time first of all. There is no any allocations here. Indirect means indirect determination. That means indirect allocation, indirect determination, and also manual entry is important for that particular indirect. Okay, basically in controlling, we use direct allocations, ma'am. That means whenever you will going to report, create the cost center reports. Okay, automatically what will happen here? Basically, you will manually enter whatever the cost that is occurring for the particular production cost centers. Okay, so that is activity type categories. Okay, so there is a price indicator. Manual and system calculated. Manual, you will going to give it. When it comes to the system, how you can able to give it? It could be based on the capacity. Okay, labor capacity, machinery capacity, like this. So price can also be calculated based on activity units. That is total cost, total hours, price hours, like this. You got my point? See, basically activity type is used to perform the activities of labor activity, machinery activity, service activities, cleaning activities, like this. Okay, don't worry. So first, creation of the activity type using transaction code KL01. Then change activity type using transaction code KL02. Change activity type using transaction code KL02. Display activity type using transaction code KL02.
KL, right, sir?
KL, same thing. KL01 and change activity type using transaction code KL02 and display activity type using transaction code KL03. And 17th configuration is create activity type group. Create activity type group. Create activity type group using transaction code KLH1. KLH1. Then next one. Change or display, change activity type group using transaction code KLH2. Every configuration is very, very important. Why I am saying all these configurations means in interview point of view, if you don't know the answer about that thing, okay, so you should be in a position to explain the total configurations in controlling to the interviewer. KLH2. Then display activity group is KLH3. So, ma'am, have we created any secondary cost elements? We have created the secondary cost elements, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Assessment.
Okay, good. No issue. What is the secondary cost elements we have created? Give no, ma'am. Here only. Just give in the Word document. Just give Control F and give secondary cost element. Control F. In the notepad, in the keyboard only, just give Control F. Here give secondary cost element. Secondary space, cost space element. Secondary space, cost. Secondary, DARY. Click on the enter, ma'am. 7001 and 7002. 7006. Okay, what we need to do is, ma'am, we will try to create one more secondary cost elements under the activity types only. Okay, see, based on the activities type only, we will going to have secondary cost elements, right? So, see, for your reference only, I have given you the suggestions to create the secondary cost elements. Okay, so where it will be used, can you come down, complete down? In that activity type only, it will go into you. Okay. So first we need to create the cost elements using transaction code. Write down, ma'am. First we need to create secondary cost elements using transaction code KA06. Okay, you don't worry. See, why I have told you to create the secondary cost elements and the primary cost elements means you will not going to forget anything. That is the choice. Okay, first we need to create the secondary cost element using transaction code KA06, not the KA01. KA06. Okay, good. Go to the transaction code KA06 now. What is the last cost element that we have? 70000, 6 or 5? Give selection. Go to the transaction code KA06. Ma'am, go to the Word document. The last one is 5 or 6. Cost element. Go up. 6. Okay. Take out 7 000 07. 7 000 07. Click on the enter, ma'am. No issue. And give the name as labor cost activity. Give the name as labor cost activity. Good, no issue. And description is same, labor cost activity. Labor cost activity. Then description is same. Cost element category is, I think so, internal activity allocation. 43. Then you can just go to the save button and save it, ma'am. Go to that Word document and try to write down this thing, ma'am. 70007 labor cost activity. No, not here. In that activity type. Come down. 70007 is labor activity cost. Labor activity cost. Then next 70008 is setup activity cost. 8 is setup activity cost. Setup activity cost. Next one. Go to that thing, ma'am. Click on the enter. Setup activity cost. Setup activity cost. Description also same. And cost element category is internal cost allocation. 43. It is internal activity allocation. Go to the save button and save it. Then next setup activity cost also there. And setup activity machine cost. 70009 setup machine cost. Setup machine cost. Sorry for the disturbance. Description is setup machine cost and cost element category is 43. Same thing. Go to the save button and save it. Then next one is cutting activity. Cutting activity. Setup. Sorry, cutting activity. You can just write. Cutting activity. Description also cutting activity. Cost element category is 43. Then go to the save button and save it. Okay, right. So now we need to create the activity type using transaction code KL01. Go to the transaction code KL01, ma'am. And 21 point is perform activity type. Perform activity type. Twenty-one is perform activity type. Perform activity type. Perform activity type using transaction code KL01. Perform activity type using transaction code KL01. Activity type, what is the activity type that you need to enter? You can just give them 33 random number 330101 330101 and click on the enter. Okay, so what we need to give here is give the name as setup activity. Give the name as setup activity. Activity unit and description is also same. Activity unit basic data. Activity unit is what we need to give. Hours HR. I think so. Hours. Hours HR. Cost center category. Go to the cost center categories. All cost centers categories star. Go up. That one. I will click on this thing. Select that thing. Continue. Select it. No, ma'am. Select that thing. Continue. Okay, the next one is activity type category is manual. Activity type category is manual, I think so. Yes, manual entry 1. Manual entry and manual allocations. 1. Good. Then next one, allocation cost element. What is the allocation cost element that we need to give? Setup activity cost. Setup activity cost and price indicator. Price indicator is what we need to give. Plan price automatically based on activity. Yes, 1. Then actual activity type category. So as in planning, we need to give it. As in planning, we have to give it. Go to that thing, ma'am. As in planning. No issue. And go to that activity type planning once again. That one, go up. Manual. Okay, right. Take out that one, no issue. And actual price indicator. Actual price indicator. What is the actual price indicator? Actual price automatically based on the activities. Take out the 5, no issue. Take out the 5. Go to the save button and save it. 330101 setup activity. Go to the Word document, ma'am. See, when you are estimating the price for the any production cost centers or administration cost centers and service cost centers and all, you will going to estimate the labor cost activities, machine cost activities, etc., under this activity type only. So that is why I'm performing the activities. So setup activity. Then next step. Then next step. Um, 330102 Click on the enter, ma'am. And the name is machine activity. And the name is machine activity. Machine activity. Description is also same, ma'am. Everything is same, ma'am. Setup activity, activity unit is hours. Ticket hours. Cost center categories, all cost centers categories. Then activity type category is manual. But allocation cost element is different. Allocation cost element is different. That is setup machine cost. Good. Then price indicator will be 1. And the actual activity type category is as in planning. Same thing. As in planning, no issue. And the actual price indicator will be actual price indicator only. That is fine. Based on actual. So go to the save button and save it. And try to write down the things in Word document. Everything, whatever the things that you are creating, and you should write down. Machine activity, that is 330102. Okay. Then next one, create activity type 3, 330103. 330103. Click on the enter. Yes, labor activity. Labor activity. The description is also same. And activity unit. Activity unit is hours. Just give HR, ma'am. Cost center category is star. All cost center categories continue. And activity type category is manual. And allocation cost element category is labor cost. And price indicator. Plan price automatic based on that thing. Okay, good. Then next one, actual type category. Activity type category is 1. That is 5. Got the 5 also. Good. Go to the save button and save it. Then we have cutting activity, right? Save it. Then we have cutting activity type. That is 330104. Labor activity is 330103. Then next one, labor activity. Labor activity 330104. Click on the enter. And the name is cutting activity hours. And the name is cutting activity hours. Cutting activity hours. Then description is also cutting activity hours. And activity unit is HR. Cost center category is star. And activity type category is manual. Allocation cost element category is this thing, cutting activity. Price indicator is 1 and 5. Yes, go to the save button and save it. Then create the activity type group. Then create the activity type group. Cutting activity is 330104. 330104. The next one. Then create activity type group using transaction code KLH1. 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 KL H1. Give me 1 second, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So what is the activity type group? This is the production activity, right? Just give activity type group as production activity, PROD underscore activity. Give it as you want, ma'am. Then click on the enter. Invalid, huh? Remove the hyphen, ma'am. Just give space. Enter. Invalid, huh? Why? Or else you do one thing, ma'am. Go to the drop down option. You remove the controlling area too. Okay, you do one thing, ma'am. Remove this thing. Just give PROD1. PROD, right? No issue. Production activity. I think so. For the varchar 2, I mean, data type length is somewhat different. Okay, good. Give production, description, that is production activity group. Production activity group. Then what we need to do is click on activity type, ma'am. Click on activity type. Give 330101, 330101, 330102, 330102, 330103, 330104. 03. 330104. Click on the enter, ma'am, and save it. Good. See, this is the complete setup of the activity type groups with the help of secondary cost element things. So based on all these things, we will going to have the cost center plan. Okay, so tomorrow we will going to see the cost center planning things, how we can able to estimate the cost center planning things and all. Okay, based on the activity types. Okay, so we need to have different types of things, right? How we are estimating all these things. Okay, so no worries. Tomorrow we will going to create the cost center planning, which is very, very important. Okay.